So after traveling for about 18 hours, 2 different flights, 2 different airports, I have arrived in Jersey. And this is where the Velpies come from. So while we're here, we'll be checking out our family lineage and learning more about Jersey. And not New Jersey, the Bailiwick of Jersey. Have you ever been to Jersey before? I certainly hadn't. Hope you're ready to explore the Channel Island of Jersey, because on this episode of Aimlessly Wandering, we're driving from coast to coast to coast to coast. Episode 19 of Aimlessly Wandering starts now. Here we are making our way through Jersey's quaint roads, from the airport straight into the heart of Saint Helier. These winding streets have seen so much history. It's like every turn tells a different story. We drove straight to Liberation Square, where our hotel was. Liberation Square was named because it commemorates the island's liberation from the German occupation of World War II. Imagine, right here, the emotions that filled the air on that very day. I am coming to you from Liberation Square in Saint Helier, which is the capital of Jersey, which is in the Channel Islands. I am excited to tell you that over the course of the next few series, Aimlessly Wandering will be discovering the island of Jersey, London, England, Liverpool, and St. Malo, France. This is the central business district of Saint Helier, a bustling hub of activity. You can feel the mix of the old with the new, with ancient stories whispering amidst the modern life. Now, this was a highlight for me. Here we are at the Société Jersiaise library, the very purpose of our trip. We came here to learn a little bit more about the Velpie origins in the island of Jersey. They were kind enough to open up their library to us and allow us to dive into our family tree. Delving deep into the Velpie family history was like opening a book of forgotten tales, and learning that the Velpies trace back to at least the 1400s was mind-blowing. We went back out through the central part of Saint Helier, checking out all of the stores and pubs that lined the streets, including the Cock and Bottle. After that, we got some luxurious Jersey ice cream, really tasty. Then we just wandered around the central business district, admiring the art that we found along the way. We made our way to the port of Saint Helier, and it's said that many goods, stories, and even secrets have passed through here over the centuries. After a long day of travel, we ended up back at our hotel, which is the Plemont Beach Hotel. This place played a significant role during the liberation of Jersey. Today, we're taking a road trip around the island of Jersey and exploring the island's rich culture, checking out some cool places along the way, and basically going around the 62 kilometers that surrounds the island. So we'll see what the adventure holds. We packed into our car and headed to our first destination. The great thing was there was never a dull view while we were driving. We made our way to the first stop, which was the Churchill Memorial Park, the Seafront Gardens to be exact, a place where the salt air clears your thoughts. This is located in St. Brelade's Bay. St. Brelade's Bay is one of the most popular beaches on the island. You can just feel the golden sand between your toes looking at it. It was a great morning to swim. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my bathing suit to the beach. Plus, we had a mission. We had so much to see. Now, that church is the oldest church in the island of Jersey, but we'll get there a little bit later. We finished up at St. Brelade's Bay and hopped back in the car. We ended up at Jardins De La Mer, which means the Garden of the Sea, and it truly lived up to its name. There were so many castles and fortresses that were left over from World War II. It was stunning. Now here we are driving through the heart of Jersey, literally, via the Saint Helier Tunnel. It's a marvel of modern engineering amidst so much history. Now, that in the background is Mont Orgueil Castle and Gorey Pier, a site that's been drawing eyes for centuries, and you're looking at it from Longbeach Park. This right here, folks, is the iconic Mont Orgueil Castle, a sentinel standing guard for over 800 years. We're ascending the castle now. Walking these ancient steps, you can't help but feel the weight of history under your feet. And we're very fortunate that the morning started out to be such a beautiful day. And as soon as you get up the top of the stairs, this is the view you're welcome to. We made our way to the entrance of the castle after paying for our tickets, and were immediately blown away by the views.
So I came to Jersey and I got in trouble, so as they say, off with my head.
Well, I didn't actually get in trouble, obviously, but we did continue to explore the castle, and honestly, I probably could have spent at least a whole day here. There were so many rooms, including this area. This is the prisoner section. Think about the many tales of those who were once confined here.
I'm coming to you from an actual castle on the island of Jersey, and where I'm talking to you from right now is the prisoner tower. Pretty crazy stuff.
Pretty crazy stuff indeed, including the statue, which I still have no idea what it is. We made our way again through the castle, wandering through the maze of rooms, and this room was particularly mesmerizing. There was pictures of royalty, specifically Queen Elizabeth II. It was an exhibit to her and her legacy, and it felt fresh considering her passing last year.
Very interesting. I'm not sure what that is.
It almost felt like she was staring right into my soul. Not gonna lie, it was kinda creepy. Now this room was interesting. It featured old paintings of royalty, both from Britain and Jersey, a glimpse into the souls who once ruled these lands. Check out this intricate metal artwork, The Tree of Succession by Brian Fell. This is an artistic rendition of lineage and legacy here in Jersey.
This castle is absolutely stunning, and there is so much history here too. It's fascinating.
From the top of the castle, we looked out over Longbeach Park and Gorey Pier. The views are breathtaking, aren't they? Time seemed to stand still from up here. It was easy to daydream and think about the history and the legacy of the Velpies that might have actually stood in this very spot. We exited the castle through the gardens and made our way back to the pier. The pier was lined with little restaurants and shops. All were busy. Now, here's a fun one. Our little dance leaving the Gorey Pier. And yes, those roads are as tight as they seem. I was very thankful my dad was a good driver. Now, these narrow lanes are hedged with history and brimming with stories. And they're a tight squeeze, but every inch was worth it. This is the quick stop at the Houge Bie Museum, and now that I know what it is, I wish we had spent more time there. There were all sorts of underground tunnels, which we didn't check out. Back onto the road, we needed to find some lunch. This is the La Mer wine estate. The gardens were beautiful. This is a winery and a gin distillery. We stopped here for a scrumptious lunch, and just in case you're wondering, I highly recommend the fish sandwich. Back on the road after filling up on food, we made our way to Plemont Beach. The views were truly breathtaking. Just look at how the waves crash onto the shores. The cliffs form a magnificent backdrop, but those clouds look pretty ominous.
In danger. Rocks fall from cliffs and caves. It's time to head into the danger zone.
This place is known for its caves, which you can actually explore when the tides are out. But considering those clouds were getting closer and closer, we didn't really end up having much time. Stepping into these caves, or at least looking at them, it felt like we were venturing into nature's very own cathedral. Nature truly has an unparalleled way of crafting wonders.
Going down always seems easy. Going back up, I need to join a gym. Should have done the 100 push-up challenge. Right, Matt and Chris?
Well, as you can see, the journey back uphill wasn't easy, especially with the rain pouring down on us. But hey, adventures like these are always worth it, aren't they? Needless to say, my dad and I got soaked. Shouldn't have left the rain jacket in the car. What was I thinking? But even a little bit of rain couldn't dampen the charm of these small towns. I always think that rain adds a touch of magic, making everything seem fresh and renewed. We saw Jersey cows! Real-life cows in Jersey! We made our way to the Corbière Lighthouse, a beacon of hope that has stood the test of time. With the tide out, you can see the rock formations that nature has been sculpting over millennia. Such wonders right at our feet.
Our stops today have been truly amazing, and it's given us great insights into the island of Jersey. If you come to Jersey, you have to get out of Saint Helier, which is the downtown core and the capital, and see the Jersey coastline. It's just truly stunning. I saw a Jersey cow, you know, Jersey cows, that's where they're from, it's here in Jersey. Otherwise, along the coastline, there's lots of little places to stop at, including the castle that we explored, and now the Gorey Lighthouse, which is just behind me. There's so much history here in Jersey, and I'm just taking it all in. It's been truly fantastic. I also have to hope I don't fall down these rocks. We all know how I do with rocks in ocean water, and what happened to the last camera. That's not good. Not good, not good. I don't like it.
This is the Strongpoint Corbiere, echoes of past offenses from World War II, standing as silent witnesses to history. On certain days, they open up the bunkers and pillboxes for exploration. Today, I found this one open for exploration.
So this is actually really neat. They actually have one of the bunkers open. This looks like it's just one of the gunner turrets, but I'm standing in history right now. It's pretty fascinating.
History feels so close. Wars, defenses, stories of valor and sacrifice all seem to come to life. The exteriors of St. Brelade's Parish Church are just so serene, and these tombstones, they whisper tales of lives once lived, of stories once told. Remember we saw this church at the beginning of the trip? Well, we ended our trip here as well. Inside St. Brelade's Church, every corner, every stained glass window has a story. The calm ambiance is truly uplifting. Such places connect us to the divine and to history. Just adjacent to the church is the Fisherman's Chapel. And inside the chapel, the paintings on the roof are particularly mesmerizing. Centuries-old art and devotion encapsulated in one space. Just to give you an idea of our day, here's our route. A whole 79 kilometers around the beautiful island. Quite the journey, right? As I look back at my time on Jersey, it was so phenomenal. Just fascinating stuff, learning about my family history, at least from my dad's side, knowing that our history goes back as far as the 1400s, according to some of the family trees we saw. So just really neat knowing that I may have been walking in the same steps that my family was walking in all those years ago. Learning about the history of Jersey was fascinating. We definitely checked out a lot of cool sites. We pretty much drove all the way around the island and took it all in. So it was just truly breathtaking. I love it here. I could easily come back for another visit. The streets are so clean, people are friendly, the weather was gorgeous, and had some fantastic meals too. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Aimlessly Wandering. You never know where we're gonna aimlessly wander off to next, so be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and alert button so you never miss a trip.